Awesome. Then I'll just share my screen. Uh, uh, cool. Hey everyone. We have this July 2024 monthly town hall for funnel websites, mini library forms and surveys. Right. As usual, like these are the three categories we'll be focusing on for folks who are joining us recently. So talking about funnels and website, talking about some things that we recently shipped. One of them is a live link preview, right? Uh, as you can see in this screenshot, like I can even show it to you on prod itself. Give me 1 second. I think I can show you somewhere here. Right. So this is a funnel, and over at this funnel, now the when the domain is connected, that particular link is visible and you can directly go to it. You don't need to essentially, keep a track of what is the link that is being edited, right? Earlier, there was only save and publish, but that took you to the saved state and the funnel builder page. But now we have added this link. Clicking on it directly takes you to the actual live link, which is here, right? So yeah, that's the first thing that we shipped. Going back to our slides. So yeah, recently also we shipped a lot of new animations. This entrance and hover animations for images and button. These fun, stacky, subtle, all of them, as we had mentioned earlier, we shipped entrance animation for text. Now it's there for images and buttons. We in the future we also plan to club them together and have them for, let's say, rows, entire table, stuff like that. So yeah, and we are welcoming your feedback. And I think we received a lot of great feedback and appreciation. Like customer said that animations did make it slightly more useful GSL web builder. And like now we also want your feedback on this as well. And as usual, like questions you can anytime type in the chat. I'll take a look at them when we see. Uh, so yeah, I just go with the first question. Dia's asking, that's not going to be counted. Yes, it's not going to be counted, Dia. We have taken care of it. That these links that you are generating, essentially these live links, they have a tag which directly goes from the builder to let them identify that these are to be excluded. Cool, awesome. Next thing, we added these new options in image action, right? When you select of an image, and for example, I think I'll just show you a video, right? So as you can see, for image and button, you click on here. We have added these functionalities. And what we have actually done over there is just ensure that clicking on it takes you to a website URL. Earlier, there just used to be open pop-up, but now there's this entire list. Go to website URL, hide elements, show elements, scroll to element, and so on and so forth. Right. So this is one thing. And the next thing is this is a brand new tab for e-com store. As you can see, it's the familiar but new experience if you want to get your stores online, right? You go here to this new tab, and then from here you can either start from blank, from templates, and adding store, as well as this view is similar to what we have for the website builder as well. So you'll find right there at home. Cool.
Okay, so we just kind of segregated that out so you can just see it in one place essentially.
As you can see, like this is
Yeah,
going to be if I go to
cool.
the build as well, right? This new tab, right? Stores.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then cool. And then another thing that we've added is the BNPL payment support in order form and payments links, right? You can explore this. I think we are currently only supporting Stripe, Stripe-based accounts, and then we'll add the support for others later on, right? And the next one, and this is also really cool. This is a very requested release that automatic taxes for US uh, geographies. As you can see, you can directly have automatic sales text, just define the text category and addresses. and then the magic will automatically take care of itself. Right. Some enhancement and bug fixes that we also fixed were like with respect to custom video embeds from your, third party video sources. Happening is there was a delay hydration event, which due to which the thumbnails were blank and the video, it took some time to come up. So we have improved it on our end. You folks don't need to make anything. The some bug fixes that we have done for media library, uh, I think we had like I tackled that later, but yeah, there have been decent amount of fixes shipped by the team internally to make the builder more reliable and more efficient in the lead up to the level up days. Cool. Things that are we are going live with this week is first what we'll have is we'll have these kinds of thumbnails. As you can see, currently media library has
They're shifting
like
to the mosaic view.
yeah,
Looks much
exactly.
more artful.
It's a mosaic view instead of like that's having a constant grid. What this will allow you, this will be a constant height. So because of that constant height, the aspect ratio will define how much the size the image is going to take. As it is there, I think you can probably experience the same in Binance, or not Binance, was that thing? Uh, yeah, I'll just Google Photos is there, mosaic, Behance, yeah, tongue slip.
Yeah, Behance.
And
Binance
then
is a different thing.
yeah,
So yeah.
a lot different. And then we are also like slightly tweaking the folders UI and also providing download functionality this week itself. Right, you'll be able to download all sorts of files that you have stored in media library and this new three dot pop-up icon as well. What we're also doing is for this is the support that we are extending our supports to all of these files, right? Earlier, there used to be a restricted bunch. Now we're adding a support to all of them. And just wanted to get some feedback on this. Like, we want to ensure that the encoded video files and the normal ones, they appear out separate in this thumbnail. So is this fine by you? In future, we will like give us a couple of more weeks, and then we will also have a thumbnail frame for encoded images as well. Uh,
Michael, you got a comment on that?
Not on that, just on the media library in general.
Okay.
right.
What's up?
Uh, Ever since you guys updated, which is really cool, by the way, you took away the names, so I have to actually hover
Exactly.
over.
No, so we what we'll have is the names will be on the permanent state, and these three dot details, right? They'll only appear on hover. Otherwise, name will always be there. We are working on it, and just give us a couple of days. This is
Awesome,
going to be
thanks.
already in like testing. Cool.
Perfect.
And then also multi-select support, right? You can multi-select files and then download them, make a new folder, delete them. Essentially providing a robust, comprehensive, uh, media solution for your high-level needs.
Do you
And another,
know do you know on that is that going to be supported in the social planner?
yes, all
Okay.
these,
Wait.
the multi-file selector, right? That is one of the major use cases for which we are going to ship
Okay,
multi.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
My
I know that.
OCD appreciates
For
it.
those of you who organize things into folders, it's laborious to add like 6 or 7 images, clicking 14 million times. So that'll be well received.
yeah. Thank you. So yeah, moving on to the next part, funnel analytics updates is also we are like improving. So as you folks are aware, we had released this analytics things just to get data about your, all your funnels and websites. This provided rudimentary but important key information right at your fingertips. And now we'll expanding on this basis geography as well as demographic, like which OS saw the page view, what was the distribution, what are the geographical distribution, and other lenses which will help you slice and dice the data and better understand how do you like how can your clients also optimize their sales the best, right? And yeah, there is there. And I think another thing was that we're working on is essentially we had shipped events, right? Like this, we had shipped this thing event tracking. We have improved this. Earlier, there was only on-page view support, but now there's going to be a one-step order form submission and a two-step form submission support as well. So you can capture more events, and we are getting this slightly more prominent with like better support for multiple funnels. So yeah. And there is, and now what you won't have to enter the same pixel ID access token again and again, because we have made it out and more centralized. Uh, right. And there is there, and the other things that we're working on are, which are, your level of items are the photo video gallery. As Let me just show you this. Yeah. So what we'll have is, we'll have this something similar to this product photographer kind of, photo video gallery. And we just wanted to understand what are the key important things that you want, like essentially this gradient on hover, text and description that is there. And in terms of layout, this is not required for funnel level because you can easily drag and drop that widget, right? And in terms of layout, we had a lot of requests for grid and masonry, so we're picking them up. And there's this thing called image order. Like whenever customers open up your web page, the image order becomes completely random. Uh, is that a requirement you have seen from your customers, or so should we implement it? I think Stacy has her hand raised.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be to the question that you were just asking, but my question to you would be more about, as we're sort of utilizing AI and creation and generation of certain images, are
Okay.
the endpoints live as of yet to get those images into our media libraries? Because I was
Right.
having difficulty. I had to like put like a in between sort of piece, like which was WordPress, in order to push those images in.
Wait. So over, if you go to the media library and create using AI, this should be working, right? I mean, was this button
Yeah,
not visible?
okay, yeah. I'm just saying, if we're doing like creation from like a make, where we're using make automations to generate content based upon that content, then we're generating the image and then we're pushing it through to the social feeds. That's where it is versus, yeah, I know I can one-off create using AI here, but like as much as I can automate from off the, off the high level side, since we're kind of like picking up slack pieces, that's what I'm doing,
Right, right, fair. Yeah, the
So,
vision is essentially to have it centralized so that you don't have to download, upload, and do similar repetitive actions. I'll take a note of this, but at the same point of time, the media library API is also available, right? You can essentially automate using scripts in order to push into that particular endpoint.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I was using some of Scott's stuff, and I was always having problems with the actual image like endpoint to like come through to high levels. So that's why I was just like, okay, so I just set up something else in the, but I'll keep an eye out.
Got it.
Okay.
Cool. Yes, we'll see this, the how we can provide this as an experience, because the thing is that uh these integrations, like, they are very ever changing, right? So providing it at a platform level to all our users, and there are a lot of, you are also aware that there are also like first timers who are building their first images and first websites, right? If something breaks, then yeah, we'll keep that into account as well.
All right.
So yeah, cool. Thank you. Any other questions? I'll just go to the chat. Uh, cool. So yeah, photo video gallery, we are shipping this, and also, and these functionalities will be available in the right sidebar that we have, right? Action on image click, like on clicking an image, whether it opens in a pop-up, like a light, we'll give a light box support, right? As well as redirection to link.
I love that.
And I think Stacy and Chris,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
no, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, at least you know how I really feel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then, yeah, and then probably in the later releases, we'll provide functionality to have different fonts, backgrounds, images, so you can actually make them slightly more wackier.
There was 2 toilet papers there.
Yep.
Cool.
Keep
At least I didn't say that.
moving.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, this is the plan that we have for photo video gallery. And then we have a CF importer. We are also bringing a CF 2.0 importer. So for a lot of your clients, it's much easier to get the ground, just go out and hit the ground running with high level website development. And yeah, this is it. And then my friend Praveen will take over for the forms and surveys since Prakhar is unavailable today.
I've got one question on the media library, and sorry if I missed this. I had to go for a second, but for when things are being uploaded to the courses section, and like we've got maybe a course with like 10 lessons in it, but then course creator wants to take the like one or two of those videos and put them into a different course right now. I think the behavior is that you've got to upload those again. Is there going to be a tie-in with the media library there so that they can kind of select what they want from media library, or is that going to be a later thing?
Yes, so Ryan, you have pointed out a very specific and very painful use case and very common as well,
Yeah.
right? We are solving for all of that. Essentially, what will happen is all your media that you have uploaded. So this is a top priority for our team as well as the memberships team. All the media that you have uploaded to memberships, you will get an option to, just see it in the media library itself. Like there'll be a separate tab that says that this is all the videos that you have uploaded for memberships, and all the operations as we can see here, like all the multi-select, everything, download, upload, it all download, delete, it'll all be there. So better control of your media, as well as going forward, whenever you want to upload a course in memberships, right? You'll be directly, it'll directly, the first choice will be that, hey, do you want to actually import to media library? And then we can import it here, similar to what Google Drive does when you send in an email attachment.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dia, you got a question?
Yes, the question is, I'm not sure if you're the team for it, but have you found a way to retain the folder hierarchy when snapshots are being forwarded?
I think like Brian, who like for the snapshots team, who should be the correct person for this? Do you know?
Good question. I'll look it up and I'll get to you on that, Dia. But I think what you're referring to is that everything just gets thrown into the relocated
Yeah.
item. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure out who the right person is on that, and I'll shoot you an
Yeah,
email.
I'm working on this. Yeah. Michael, you also have a question, friend.
Yeah, two things. One, what's the timeline on that switch for the courses to be in the media library? And second, when that happens, will all of the videos that are currently in courses all of a sudden be in the media library in a folder or something?
So yeah, I'll answer that question. First one, the timeline, it's going to be a huge level of items. So yeah, we're targeting somewhere around that, and it's a big tech effort as well. As you can see, like there's so much data that's already been uploaded to memberships. So yeah, we are migrating that, and the other part is so it won't happen that, let's say you have a set of files A which are already in your media library, and then a set of files M which is for memberships. A and M will be intermingled together in one single screen. What we are thinking is the way we have, as you can see, like we have brought this at outside. We have sort of these tabs thing to differentiate between various components. We are thinking something similar in the design, that hey, we'll have tabs, one of them which will just say, this is your memberships photos, and it'll be filtered out completely. They won't be in the same screen.
So the ones we have will automatically be put in there, though.
Yes.
Awesome, thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, we're dealing in petabytes now, I think. So it's
yeah,
a
it's too
big deal.
much. Hey, Lior.
Lior, do you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick one. Is there I see that I can see how much storage I'm using each account. Was there gonna be a limit or anything like that, or it's just to keep track?
So first couple, it was current intention is just to keep a track on this, right? And I mean, of course, we can't predict the future, what is going to the in terms of a capping thing, but in near future there are no plans.
Okay.
Right now, what we just want is we want to provide like all certain functionalities that are there in your, let's say, Google Drive, right? What happened is we all started fetching this information. What is this file size? Earlier, we were not fetching that. So we just thought, hey, let's just make it slightly better and just add all these file sizes up and show it to the customer.
Okay. And
And on the pricing bit, if it happens, I think we will inform in like sufficient advance.
of
But
course.
yeah, currently there are no plans.
And is there a plan to be able to share folders from the storage, from the media storage
Yes,
with a link? Right.
post level up, yeah. And then the key thing that we are trying to focus on here is how should the user permission mapping go like,
Yeah.
right? Whether say because at an agency level you can share, you would want to share to all your sublocations, specific sublocations, or even in general, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, we're working off the finer details of that out. So post level up, you'll see that.
Awesome.
And Dia, you have a question?
Yes. Is there a thought or adding it in the roadmap wherein when you try to import a file, it will detect if there's an existing file of the same already?
This is like, I mean, we'll have to see. We haven't, as you said, as I said, like we have other focuses right now.
Mhm.
But I think Google Drive does not provide it, and neither does iCloud. Like what it does, it creates a separate copy and then appends it suffixes the number, right? One, like two, three, four. So we will have to see what is in order to show duplicate files, what is the market standard also like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just check the other builders and I guess follow that. Right. But
Yeah, so
I agree. I think the reason we don't check duplicates today is it doesn't affect us because the name is just a display label that we show the person. But
yes.
from managing, from the standpoint of managing assets, I can see why it makes sense because if you're one of the people who's uploading a lot of content in there and needs to manage it,
Mhm.
it will be painful.
Right.
I guess the thing here is when there's a lot of stuff in there, you don't check if it exists. You know, you need the logo today, you drag it in. If it says, hey, the logo already exists, you skip it and move on. Right? I see the use case, but yeah, see how it all.
Yeah, also we have that Google Drive sort of storage optimization also will be just introducing like similar sort of a files that exist. So we want to actually eliminate one, right? So those kind of comparisons also will be implementing in the near future.
Yeah. So I'll just take the questions on the chat as well. Devon, yes, duration and control timing is the next thing that we will release for animations. We first released for text, now we have released for images and buttons as well. So yeah. And there's another question. What other importers are we planning? I mean, do you have any suggestions? Feel free to shoot.
Just curious because it is amazing what you guys doing. So I was like, just curious because I know some people that work on different platforms, and I think the biggest thing for people to switch platform is not being able to import everything. So the more different importers that we have, the more easy it gets. But I don't want to ask, of course, for everything.
No,
I like
that's
to
fine.
account for everything, but I mean, it's not
No,
realistic.
we want to do the market research on this, right? Essentially, CF 2.0, a lot of customers came up to us and said that, hey, our clients are using this. Can you make these lives easier, right? So yeah, we're working on this. Any other major player that you feel we are getting a significant shift from, we would be more than happy to get that portal built up.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. And then there was this pop-up is related. I think you were talking about image action pop-up, right? Yeah.
Oh, me?
So you just said that pop-up is really needed. There was this
Oh, yes.
chat.
You showed the pop-up. So I really like that with, for example, real estate or anything like that, that you have
Yeah.
a picture library and you can see the details.
Yes. Cool. And Leo, to answer your question about the ET on the gallery, it will be like 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks. It's already in the starting of the development phase. So yeah. We may, as I
Just with the
said, we may give a
screenshot
styling
off
options
topic, I
like this.
remember one big item that we got was add the names for all the images. So you don't have to hover over the image to see the name.
Yes.
I didn't see it in
Yes.
the screenshot, but is that already
No, no.
factored
So
in?
Yeah, it is going live in a couple of days. It's already in production, as you can see, Varun. I can share the
Got it,
release
got it.
order with you.
Oh, no, just checking because I saw it
Yeah.
on the screenshot.
So
Perfect.
what we'll have is on Hover, we'll show. So this was like a Figma wasn't available because I had like directly told it to the engineering team. They'll be permanent. The name will be visible for all files with a gradient, and on Hover, it will show the 3 lines of information.
Makes sense.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I think for forms and surveys, Praveen, you can take this up.
Sure, Sakim. Thank you. So, hey everyone, good morning. So, since Prakar is not available, so I'll just do a quick walkthrough of what are the items which we shipped from forms and surveys for the past month. So, to start with, we have introduced these quick add fields in edit custom fields in forms and surveys. So basically, as you all might be aware, for creating the custom fields, we have the custom fields tab where we can create, and there is a settings tab. But right now, with quick add in place, the users can directly drag and drop the custom fields. And we are also making sure that there is no duplicate available. So let's say there is a specific custom field available with that key. We are just making sure the validation is there. And then we are adding some alphanumeric to make sure there are no duplicates available here. So, so again, next slide, please. Or can I start sharing?
Yeah, you can start sharing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So to show what we have done with the quick add, so these are like all the custom fields will be available in the quick add section itself, and then users will be easily able to drag and drop here. And this is what I was talking about: this custom field name and the unique keys. And so there are some fields, custom fields, which require some configuration like the file upload. So all those options will be provided from the quick add itself. So users don't have to spend much time, like going accessing the custom fields tab separately and then creating all those things. So they can quickly add these things.
This is like
Next
one of the
slide.
most useful updates we've seen in a little while. Having spent a lot of time going back and forth between custom fields. So really good job on this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was, I think we got the feedback from this group itself, right? That
Yeah.
was a 45 minutes discussion.
Yeah, congrats on
Yeah.
this.
Sure. Thank you. And regarding the next one, I think like in the last town hall, it was discussed about, it will be made live in 15 days or something. So this is now live. And the customers, like previously we had introduced email verification, and now we have the SMS verification in place. So basically both of these features, we are trying to enhance the quality leads coming into the system. So that is one of the key items which is shipped from the forms team. And the next one, this is also one of the items which the customers requested. Like even though this is a small thing, basically people wanted to disable quantity. Like let's say if they want to make sure the user select only one quantity, they just wanted an option to enable or disable quantity. So we have provided a capability for that. And right now, like when the user is adding a specific product into the form, they can disable the quantity, like as we are seeing in the screenshot. So they can disable along with the description, image, or whatever the options available. And to show like this is how the builder configuration will be. And when it is disabled, this is how the preview configuration will be, like preview display will
Uh,
be. So users, yeah,
we can show this
the
on the
users
builder.
won't be.
We can show it on the builder itself. I think it'll be slightly, yeah, making the changes.
Yep, sure. You want me to show with the live
Yeah,
builder?
yeah. Let's show the live builder as well.
Yeah, sure. Let me just navigate.
Evo, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So yeah, this option to add shipping to checkout forms, we have this in roadmap. And then I think you should be seeing it soon as well.
Yeah. So Yeah, like let's say when I add a specific product, like I have the option to disable this specific quantity, and as soon as I add this one, the quantity will not be available here. And let's say if I want to edit this specific thing, so I can always go ahead and edit this one and then re-enable this quantity, and then it should be visible here. So that is how the configuration is for the quantity field.
Yeah.
All right. So
This was
I'll
also
just
one of
go
the
ahead.
more requested features that, hey, at times it doesn't, like, there are certain products which don't need this quantity field, height kit items. So yeah, this will help in those sales.
Yeah, and to add on to that, we are looking into other items like, currently we are providing the capability to select multiple products. So let's say the user wants the end user to select only one product. So we are having that in the roadmap, and then probably we'll just work on that in the, along with the other items. And to the next one, this is the one of the small features which we released, but kind of helpful for the customers as we heard back. So previously, when the users were getting email notification, like they did not have the option to directly contact to the person who had filled the form. So in order to support that, we have introduced a reply to an email as well. So the users will be able to, like, basically the whoever has configured this, they will be able to reach out to the specific person who had filled the form itself, and then the communication can happen seamlessly. So this is also one of the features which we released in the last month. So before I move on to the future items, I just want to take any questions or any feedback for the items that we discussed so far. All right.
Not seeing any hands here. Oh wait, Dia.
Yes, I have a question on that email notification. Where can we find the history where for the sent messages?
You mean the email sent from a specific location?
Yeah, for the email notification, because I'm finding that we're having issues on that wherein it's intermittent sending us notification, and hence it's so I wanted to like troubleshoot why it didn't reach us when the form is submitted. So
Yeah. I think as for now, I think we have in the backend only, like, let's say if there are other items like OTP, we have some track using the conversations, but this specific thing, I think we need to check the logs right now. So I
So
don't
should
think
those be in the audit logs?
yeah, no, not the audit logs. Like, it'll be in the backend
Oh,
logs.
in our internal logs. Okay.
Yeah, the internal logs I'm talking about. I don't think
So
because,
But I think this is a good one where we should surface some detail, and it'll
yeah,
be easy for us to do. Just link it to
I
our
think it will be
internal
better to
message.
just sync to the audit logs, right, Varun?
yeah,
Yeah, somewhere.
That would be
Just make
helpful,
sure
right?
it's in some log
Yeah.
so customers can troubleshoot it themselves and we can also use it.
sure.
Got it. And it will be just good for like OTP verification also, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
for
sure.
sure. Good call. Lior.
Another quick question about within the forms, when we add a phone number, there's the privacy policy and the terms of service links in the bottom, as we can see here in this in the share. The links there are usually example, I think it's like example.com. Will there be a way or a moment where we are able to just save our policy in the terms of service and it will pre-populate automatically versus needing to re-edit them every time we create a form?
Okay, so since we're talking about this privacy policy, right? Like I think we already have the capability, if I understand that clearly.
If we do, I missed it. I'm
We
sorry.
have the
I think what he's saying is that, like, for example, in the business profile, and I don't think this exists yet, but there would be a privacy policy link and maybe a terms link. And then we're just pulling that essentially like that custom value into like as an option. So you can
Right now,
configure your own, because a lot of people have already set up their own pages and done this manually. But if there is a way to say like use the privacy policy link from the business profile, I think that's what you're alluding to,
basically,
right,
yeah,
Leo?
yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think like that's a good feedback, and I just noted down. I'll check with the product team, like about the feasibility of adding this.
Awesome.
I think if I'm correct, within forms, you have the ability to actually save a section. So if you have, for example, location specific information and terms and conditions, in a particular section in the form, you can save it and reuse it. I'm not sure if it's forms or funnels, but that facility exists. So maybe we should make that universal.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Right, just making sure. Okay. All right. So if we are good with these items, maybe I can go to the next one.
Go for
Right.
it.
So this is one of the important items which we are which we are planning to make it live in a week. So this is one of the revamped UI in forms and surveys, like basically the styles and options that we are seeing in forms and surveys configuration. So those will be revamped and it will be standardized with the other models that we are seeing. So this is one of the items which will be probably going live within a week, I would say. And next one is like, currently we are supporting only one-time products in forms. So we will be supporting the recurring products soon in forms as well. And we are hoping this will also be live probably by next week.
Dutch has a
And
question.
as most of the
Yeah, just like let's go.
Sure. As most of the customers requested for this specific feature where, the scoring will be, will add a lot of value to the forms. So we are just working on this specific one. And, like we are targeting to make it live probably within a month. So we're just starting with the product work is done and then the engineering work is in progress. So we will be, making it live by next town hall, I believe. And this specific one, this is also
And just to
another.
go back to the previous one, right? The previous one is an incredible use case. A lot of people custom build these today. I think you should jump in and explain some of the use cases. Like what can they use this for?
Yeah, sure, Varun. So from
I-
what we understand,
as
yeah,
like
go
I
ahead.
think Gautam has also raised, like, because having math calculations allows a lot of educational use cases to be unlocked, as well as pricing and accounting. So essentially we see a lot of requests for various sort of calculators, temperature converters, essentially basic formulas which we'll be easily be able to address using this. Yeah. Uh, Essentially all that top Google calculation widget inside the funnel, which will help us a lot.
Can you give us some examples of like how this might be used?
Yeah. So let's say if you want some pricing calculation to be available, right? Let's say I am a customer who wants to take up a loan, some interest loan, right? And I want to be able to to be directly able to interact with the widget in the form itself and see the results for myself. So there'll be better engagement from the end clients.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this maybe this could be used as like a custom calculator for like
Yes.
SaaS too, where you could obviously have like some set
Exactly.
values
Like
for
most
services
people use
people are
this for
using.
insurance. They use it for loans, all of those
Yeah,
type of things. Hey, mortgage, all of those type of use cases where you put in one or two elements. Hey, this is the principal that I'm going to invest. This is the number of years that I'm going to invest it for. What returns do you think that I can get? Or here's the loan amount that I want. Here's my credit score. How much is it going to cost me? All of those type of calculators.
Would
Yeah,
those,
and to add to Varun, I think since you mentioned,
oh, sorry, Varun,
yeah,
on the result of that,
go ahead.
are we able to then take the result that comes up with and then use that in another place?
Yes, this is a use case that we want to solve, because
Yeah,
then what it allows us recursive calculations, which helps a lot, which helps to develop complex models, because within the UX itself, you can only provide one calculator and not essentially recursive calculations, which multiple this scoring widgets can provide.
Got it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, as you can see in the add option, we can have this link to a custom value and then use that as well.
Super cool. If you're into recursive calculations, I mean, this is going to be your month. So,
I just want to add really quick. It's crazy because there's companies that 100% just sell like calculator software for mortgage and all these different companies. So this is like a feature within a feature, yet it's replacing entire subscriptions again. It's just
yeah,
like the MO, you know? It's amazing.
exactly. Exactly.
Would the result come after submission or on the actual form itself?
We
Yeah.
will provide so in the longer run, we'll provide both the functionalities like the real time as well as, at a button's click, right? Prakhar has a better idea of what we are prioritizing right now. It's probably the button click and not real time, because for real time, you need some certain product adoption and awareness, right? We don't want people to try for the first time and while they're trying it to just, be constantly updating over their screens.
Cool.
Yes, okay. To add on to that, I think we are targeting this real-time update as well, not just the submit event. And we are one more thing which we are focusing with respect to the scoring is we are trying to integrate conditional logic as well. So as Varun mentioned about the loan calculations, the credit score and all those things, right? So let's say the customer wants to disqualify a lead or like those kind of stuffs. So everything can be done with the help of conditional logic as well. So yeah, that is also one of the use cases we are targeting right now.
Awesome.
I got another
Dutch
quick
Texan, did we get to you on that? Your hand is still raised.
I got two things now. First thing, I love any calculations, math, logic, but how is this different from the math in the workflow? Because I'm already doing the BMI, for example, through Inform. Like
it's real time, right? So it's in front of your face. Like
as it's just easier to track.
Okay.
Shakib or Praveen, can I just take the screen?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So this is kind of how it looks. So with most of these calculators, right? It's, hey, can I put something on my site?
I see.
Yeah. And it can be for shipping rates, it can be for mortgage, it can
Perfect.
be for car rent costs.
I love it. The more we get, the better. Don't get me wrong. And then I saw we can do multiple columns in a form. Is that the same like in a website where we have sections where we can have a section with like one column and then a section with two columns? Or is it just two columns for the whole form, or that's just a single choice that you have?
Okay, so to answer that, I think we have the option to have multiple as well. So let's say like we are selecting a single line layout, so we can adjust the width that specific field is going to occupy. So in a specific row, we want two fields, and in the next one we want some three fields with 33% width or something. So we still have the capability to do that kind of configurations right now.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Joel.
good. I noticed on the shot there we can add images with that as well. Am I seeing that correctly? Like I'm curious if like we could use the calculations to calculate like a review score from the client where they could indicate in a form, hey, I want to rate this company X, Y, and Z. So that way we can on the form take them from one direction versus another direction. Like if I'm thinking reputation management, I'm thinking like, you're
thinking gating, yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say, Sean?
Yeah, it's called review gating. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally against Google's rules, but people love to do it anyways.
Well, or how can you do it?
You can't. That's the whole point.
Okay, that's no point.
All
right.
If Google ever finds out that you do that, they'll trash can all the reviews ever done. And the FTC finds out you do it, they'll sue you. Just Google FTC lawsuit reviews. But don't worry. We'll still let you do it.
Never mind then. I'll take. I
rescind
my question.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, I'm looking at different things that like I don't know. I'm trying to focus.
And you know what? Here's the thing that sucks about all of it. It's the dumbest idea in the world because there's this implicit assumption that people are stupid enough to fall for it. I am way too smart for your dumb little, did you have a good experience with my business? No. Okay, please let us know. I don't need your help, bro. I'm going to go to Google and burn you so fast. I don't need your little text. The problem with this is what you end up doing is you actually end up putting friction between your good reviewers, the people who are happy with your business. And if you don't believe me, just search Alpine HVAC, Eugene, Oregon, and you'll see a dude who's got 1,000 reviews. And all I do is text the customer and say, did you have a good experience? Click here to leave us a review. And it goes right to Google. Okay. It's a waste of time. You're hurting. But again, lots of you have customers who are dumb enough to believe it. And I get it. So if in the real world, you have to give people, give them what they want, then yeah, we'll let you do it. I'm just telling you, if you really care, if you really want the real facts, that actually will lower the number of positive reviews you get for your customers. But if you have customers who just won't believe data, and there's lots of studies you can point to on this, then yeah, you can still pull it off.
Okay, I appreciate that. I don't want to add friction. I want to educate them, but I'm with you. We get the clients too that are adamant about one direction or the other.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
But if you really want to dissuade them and scare them, here's the FTC link on describing that's all totally illegal and that they could be fined and sued and taken down.
Are we able to use can we use the calculator to calculate Sean's intensity level per day?
It's easy. It's 11 at all times.
11.
I think that's like a coffee calculation or something.
I hate stupid people. That's my problem.
So Sean, one question I have on review gating, because you seem to be adamant about that. Review gating only is illegal if you don't give them the option to leave the review regardless on Google.
Correct.
But the idea is so the idea is that like if you fork the road, basically, if you just sort of say, hey, did you have a good experience? Okay, yes, you did. Okay, great, go leave a review. Oh, you had a crappy experience? Oh, here, drop your worthless, angry, thing in this form that goes nowhere and no one cares about, but certainly won't make it to Google. Like that's gating, right? By definition.
Right. But if you say you had a crappy experience, either give us a chance, call us, or still leave the review.
Yeah. That's totally fine. Although, again, the biggest thing I would tell all of you is that what you're really doing in your sort of pursuit to sort of dissuade the negative reviewer, you are actually destroying a ton of positive reviews, because the people who want to leave a positive review, you're putting extra steps in their way. And I promise you, like, go look at the studies on number of form fields relative to the number of fill out rates. The 400 form field forms never get filled out by many people, right? Because people just like, forget this crap. I'm not doing this. Same thing with reviews. Like if you're asking me a bunch of questions and stuff. And by the way, I even have this experience with Alpine. So when I first started working with them, they were in QuickBooks, and then they switched to Service Titan. And Service Titan does this thing where it's like, did you have a good experience with Bill, the technician, today? And they're like, and I talked to the guy and I'm like, and they replaced high levels reviews with that. I'm like, how's that going? And they're like, it's not going. No one fills it out. I'm like, that's right, because people don't want to tell you about their stupid experience with Bill. You're making it too hard on people. So he swapped it back and boom, the reviews took off again. The easier you make it for people, the more likely you are to get them to take action. And assuming you guys don't work with a bunch of terrible businesses who suck, ultimately you want to lower the friction because you want the number of 5-star reviews to be the thing that goes up. And just eat the 1-star reviews. Things happen. People want a 4.8 star rating. They don't want a 5-star rating. No one believes 5 stars anyways.
Yeah, it looks fake. And to Sean's point, like even on our own website, we have 4 fields in the first step of the order form. We went down to 3, and that changed the sign-up rate dramatically.
Oh,
and
yeah.
If you look at the
three is the right answer. That's true. We just give you the answer right now. 3 is the perfect number.
I mean, if we could make it 1 or 0, it'll probably take that number up even higher. But the person that wants to leave the bad review has much higher motivation than the person who wants to leave the good review. The person who's coming there to leave the good review is trying to do you a favor. Cool, you did a good job. You're asking me for a favor. Let me go and try. The person that had the bad experience will leave that review no matter what. So if you remove the steps out of both, you're more likely to get more good reviews.
Can I ask an auxiliary question to reviews real quick? I know we're talking about forms. Okay. So
I don't know how much do you guys have Prakhar and Prakhar is not here, Shakib and Praveen.
So I think we can have this discussion. We just wanted to close scoring and quizzes. I think we can have this discussion.
Let's go over those quickly. So I guess let's do the quick question.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks, Varun. My quick question on reviews, is there any way to directly link that someone did leave a Google review to a contact? Or, that's one question. Like I'm seeing, I have a client that just jumped over to us from Podium, and in Podium's dialogue on a contact in that
and
conversation
I
window.
saw that. I saw
Yeah.
that they allow you to do that now. And I mean, technically you can match on name. Our stance previously has been you can't accurately do it, but just based off the name, you can get a general match. You're not supposed to incentivize, again, if you go back to the FTC one and Google's policies and stuff, you're not supposed to incentivize people for reviews. You can't say, go leave a good review and we'll give you a coupon, we'll give you a discount.
Right. That's not that. The client's just wanting to know so that they don't overlap requests, right? So that, hey, if I've requested you to give me a review, did you give me a review? Yeah. Great. I quit nagging you, reminding you, would you give us a nice review?
I'll make sure to ping that team and let them know.
I didn't know if there was like a hashed data field that could go with the trigger link that takes them to the review
so they
request.
They don't send anything. The furthest you can get with the link is, yes, I sent them the link, they open the link and they click the Google button.
So just so you're aware, Google does not want to allow you to associate one with the other.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I thought, and that's what I was just trying to.
I mean, what Joel is bringing up. No, but what Joel is bringing up is...
No, I get it.
He's bringing it up because Podium does it.
Yeah.
No,
Go for it.
I know how Podium does it as well. And it's one of those things where, is it important or do we think we should do it? No, but if other platforms are doing it...
No, we should do it. No, I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying I'm green light. I'm saying yes, but I'm just telling you what some people are going to do with this is they're going to be like, you still didn't leave a review. I know she's still didn't leave a review. Are you going to leave a review? How's that review coming? And then eventually you're going to realize people are going to be like,
right,
star for you.
I'll give you a review. Review this.
Smart marketers will do something different.
So Sean, I think also it does make sense though that we know when the reviews left because we get notified by Google, even by high level in an email.
Yeah. Just realize though, even when it's built with name, there will be it will be at best 80% accurate. Because some people's Google profiles are JB's cleaning, right? So as long as you guys realize that, I don't see why. I'm a huge fan of building this. I think it's a great idea. I'm just saying, realize what you're asking for. Like perception, reality. The perception is it'll be like 100%, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be 80%.
Yeah, and then right now you have the ability to send the review either email or text or both. But the challenge is when you send it with one. Even if they clicked on that link and they didn't click on the other, if you have any reminders set, they still get hounded for that. So
and that's your poor workflow setup.
No.
Come on, you can't click. You can't like say on click remove from workflow.
But you have to have a trigger link, and it's not a trigger link that we're talking about. We're talking about the review. So when you send a review request, you don't have an option to create the trigger links and all that. It just says send via email or send via text.
Oh no, I think you got me on that one. I think I'm wrong. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. Well, we should build it that way. That's dumb. That's an easy.
And that's one of the reasons why originally I was asking for being able to know when someone left a review, not to.
Well, I think we should do both, to be frank. I think we should do both. I think we should try to do a name match. I think that's a really good idea. But we should also make it so that there's a trigger that sort of either generalizes this or I don't know. There's a better solution. Bruno will tell you the right answer to this. But in general, what you're saying is good.
All right. Okay.
One thing that would be nice on that though too is if they click the trigger link, for example, and it's such an action that they click the trigger link, and we could actually put some sort of like what almost looks like when you receive a payment notification in the conversation flow. If we could add something like that to the conversation flow, because then our client on their mobile or on their desktop, they see this nice little warm fuzzy, hey, they clicked the review link, so then they can chill out.
Yeah, truly, that's a great idea. I think that's a good example of something people would love to see.
So, because I'm fine with assuming that if they click trigger link to give review, they left review. I'm fine with that assumption. I would love a tighter one, but if it's just name, I do worry about that match because that gets fuzzy.
Yeah, but a lot of people ask about that, so we'll give it to we always say some what they want and give them what they need.
All right, thanks for indulging.
Some people will love that, so I'm on it.
I'll see tons of Podium customers this weekend.
See, there we go. And that's and you know what, Joel? That's precisely why we do it. Because I want you to walk in there and when someone says, hey, I want this thing that in my mind works one way or another, and who cares what the reality is, instead of having to sit there and explain to them why they're wrong, you can be like, oh, no problem, we got that.
Right. No, and that's what I'm trying to do, because we're going to
Absolutely.
an international market, and Podium's actually on the first floor of the building we're in. We're on the 15th floor where all the actual store owners come up to. And I want to be able to, yeah, I'm excited, dude. So because we're presenting ourselves as a direct competition to Podium in the whole market space.
Here's a great idea.
We'll take pictures.
Say, look, if you bring me your Podium bill, I'll give you 2 months free.
Actually, we got a four store location. They switched over to us despite still being Podium would not let them out of contract.
Yeah.
And I said, not a problem. I gave them give them a message credit. The big thing, if this helps anybody else here though too, Podium will limit them on how many text messages they can send, which is crazy, versus just simply build them the difference. It's like they make it difficult.
Nice job.
So if you're going against Podium, present yourself with no limits.
And almost what you should do is you sign them on an annual contract, but your contract starts when Podium's contract ends. So, maybe they're not paying for 6 months, but you know that you've got a customer for a year after those.
Yeah, dude, that's a great idea. That's smoking smart. You want them to make the switch.
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to cancel before it. So I think that they'll still pay their old Podium bill and just give them something and say, hey, we'll give you a prorated plan up until the end of your contract. Because you want them to remove Podium from their flow. And that's what we focused on. Like the big thing we had to do was integrate Lightspeed POS into the automation. That was easy. So thanks for the divergence of reputation here.
Yeah, awesome. Cool, guys. If there are any other questions, like I'll just address the chat. I think coming back to the scoring,
you had some cool items on the list, so I think you should still run
Yeah.
through them, because I think quizzes are important.
yeah.
Hey, really quick, guys, just for anyone that was wondering, what Sean was saying with the trigger link, you could create the link to your Google page and then just hide it behind a trigger link. It's a little workaround if you guys are looking to track if they're actually clicking the link or not.
Cool. All right, what do we got?
Yeah. So essentially scoring as just to clear it out, we're just calling it as a temp product name. What it allows is math calculation inside forms, which enables use cases across financing, accounting, stuff like that. Next thing that we want to chat about is quizzing, the level up item, which we're really excited about. Right. This is something that we have been we've been getting a lot of requests for. And so, yeah, we are extensively building the quizzing solution, and we are looking at what other players in this thing offer. So yeah, like Jotform, if you have any suggestions that your clients currently use for quizzing related solutions, we'll be happy to have a chat with you. Any questions on the quizzing part? Dutch, you have a question?
Dutch Jackson, you want to wait just so we can get through this prezzo and then we can address that?
I think that's the last one. The scoring.
Oh,
and
that's the
quizzing.
last one. Okay. Dutch Jackson, what do you got?
I got a question, since we talk about forms and websites. If I want to copy a form to another sub account, I click on the 3 dots and I click on share, and then I can share to another sub account. If I want to share a website to another sub account, I need to click the 3 dots and click on clone.
Right.
Why is that language different? Why is it not over the whole platform? If I want to have a form, a website, an email, whatever I want to copy to another sub account, why is that language not the same?
Okay, so the actual answer is, I think we started with the website piece first, right? When we were learning B2B UX, then we did forms, got slightly better at it. And now, as you can see, we have a lot of items to ship for funnels and websites. So we want to address a lot of the UX related issues when you start building a funnel, but it's just that, we have to solve for the builder, we have to solve for widgets. So yeah, we will address that. And it's a very, it should be coming from a mature product end, like, similar design languages, whether it be form or website.
Yeah, I would love to see that the same with every single item in the platform. But yeah, I was just wondering because it confused the hell out of me a couple of days ago. So
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and it's the same with the naming conventions when things get cloned, like in the email campaign templates and stuff like that. So
and I know certain things you cannot change anymore, like in the CRM with the company and the business name or something, or organization and company. But those kind of things, like, you know, if that can be the same, that would be all awesome.
yeah. Dia.
And there's this another question from Devon in the chat about quizzes. Will they have questions on one page, or whether like how Typeform does it, stylized one question per page. So what we'll have is for the starters, we are also looking at, Google Form is the standard, right? Why people love Google Form? Because it's fast and it directly allows you to manipulate a lot of things very quickly, even for the person who's submitting the form. So yeah, we want you to, since we already have various connections with your tables and opportunities, what you can do is uh, we thought we'll have all the questions on one single page, and then later, basis the feedback, we will incorporate the other thing. Cool.
Dia, do you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
So the question in relation to this one, so quizzing, is there going to be a functionality wherein wherever number, or if they left or accidentally close the tab where they're doing the quiz, they can go back and resume?
Right. So essentially the caching functionality, we haven't seen, like, of course, it will be there in the first couple of releases. It's just that in the first release, if we can get it done, because what we want is we want to ship it out quickly by level up and then get your feedbacks and then iterate upon the more pressing issues. But
Okay.
it's in the longer run, this essentially autosave caching will be there.
All right. And then questions also
Also,
in the
Tia,
forms and surveys.
just another thing.
Yeah.
At a browser level, whenever you close a tab, if you instantly like reopen it up, the browser saves that cached state for like some time. So this should happen across a lot of lightweight products. So yeah.
But what if with the quizzing, we ask them for their information first, like email and something? Would that be like automatically connect if they're already existing in the system, or create their profile or whatnot? Something.
Right. So you can integrate the essentially Prakhar would have been a better person to answer this. He has a whole
Okay.
vision around it. Right. So, but from what I understand, you can connect them with your custom values in the fields that you have. And essentially, even at an opportunity level, you can gather data from quizzing, and what will enable, let's say, if you have a restaurant, right? For restaurants, there's a very great use case unlocked. You get to know the preferences of your customers and have it saved, and then have workflows running accordingly.
Okay. Another question, is it going to also be in Q3 wherein you're going to expand the conditional logic for both forms and surveys?
I'm not sure of that. Praveen, can you answer that?
Sorry, Sakib. Sorry, I missed
The
it. So
question
what was
is, yeah, you can
Yeah.
repeat the.
Yeah. Is it in this quarter where you're going to expand the functionality of conditional logic for both forms and surveys?
yeah, I think like we have this in our roadmap for this specific quarter. So we'll definitely include them. Like for surveys as well, we're planning to expand this.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Cool.
And I'll just
looks like we've gotten to all the questions. Is there anything else we want to add
I'll
before we leave?
see the chat questions. Keith shared this progress bar for funnels. So yeah, Keith, as you can see, like we have more, so like essentially today democratizing way to see what we're going to develop. Progress bar, it may it may seem more like a luxury. So if we get a lot of traction around it, we will be more than happy to develop. It's a great UX tool to help customers understand which stage they are at. So yeah, there's that. And then there is another idea about heading text overlay for image and slider. Oh, right. This is as we talked about photo video gallery. So we will have this functionality built in, and then we will have on the funnel side, we will have to tweak the settings around a bit so that they are cohesive. But yeah, we will get this done. This and alt text and S3 for SEO, we empathize with that. Yes, it makes a lot of sense to have this embedded in the core settings. So yeah.
Yeah, the
And
text not embedded, the text as a separate item that's
helps
overlaid,
with the recognition of the image
which
in
is
case
totally
even
different from the title of the image.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So in case wait, if I had this thing, right? If you can see, there's at a content level, if someone uploads a file, right. So what we are developing, this will be on the right side, of course, as you are used to in our builder. When this is, so there is this title, description, link, image, alt text, right? Even for media library, we are moving to this model that, or we know that our customers want alt text on the images that they use for funnels and websites, because it helps the use case a lot. If I open the media library thing, we as you may have known, we also have plans to have a preview and an editor within the media library for images, right? So there we have taken care of this alt text use case. Wait, let me yeah, see, as you can see, this is the image preview thing that we have, and alt text functionality is also there within the media library itself, right? When this opens up as a modal. So yeah, this will pick the preview, and the editor will pick post level up approximately. So yeah, till then we have our roadmap item design. Cool. Anything else, folks? Please.
Keith, you got a question?
Yeah, there are
It's two different things. Alt text, yes, absolutely, and the alt text should come from the media library. I agree with what you just said. The part that I think the point of that suggestion is, web designers call it the hero image. It's that first headline image on a website, and right now, to put text across that image, what we're doing is we're going to our image editor and we're embedding text, and then we're saving that to the media library and we're pasting that as an image. Well, that text is not readable at that point as the H1 tag for the website.
Yes.
For the page. It needs to be a separate set of text that's overlaid. The way that particular suggestion describes it is a overlay.
Yes.
For an image, or if they're using a slider on that, it needs to not be embedded in the each of the images. It needs to be an overlay in front of the images.
Okay. And with respect to, let's say, there are other images, right? If I want to have a logo on top of that image. So are you like talking about the text itself, or do you also want some sort of iconography like the way we have for our bullet items for now?
I'm not
you should probably have all the options.
designer,
I mean, right now, the workaround that I've done is just to do a background image on the section and then put a text element in there and adjust it that way. But yeah.
We actually use invisible H1 text of the same thing that we put in the image when we do it. Just make the text color clear, transparent, and I put the text somewhere right under the image. That's what we do to fix that SEO glitch.
Okay. Zach?
Hello, thank you. One of the things that I think is amazing you guys added to the builder is the animations factor for images and text. My question is it possible to also enable animation for rows and columns? So
Yeah,
you
that's
could pull
coming
a
up.
whole okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
Yep.
like we
Thank you.
shared the roadmap at the beginning of the call. It's a couple of things.
Oh,
First,
sorry, I
going
was
to
just a couple of minutes late.
completely fine.
Yeah.
First is we already provide for text, button, and images. You can make a guess. It's essentially just combining all of them together
Yeah.
and allowing the
Perfect. Thank you.
functionality at bulk level. And then we'll also provide the functionality to customize the duration so that, if someone may find them tacky, they can, make it more subtle.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Uh,
And the other question is around the image question. I don't know how it would necessarily work in your storage capacity for images, but is it possible, like if you want to replace an image, to do that with that same link it already had? So like say you want to have an updated logo or something like that, and it'll update across the board on all the pages, all the SEO links, favicons, et cetera, et cetera. Is that possible to where it has the same URL?
we're talking about the URL part of the image.
Yes, but what I mean is like say you have just take that quizzing image on the left there, right? So
Right.
say that's in your deal in your media library, and say you want to replace it with the one on the right, but you've already got it everywhere on all your SEO pages, et cetera, et cetera. Is it possible to go
I think
into the media
yeah,
library and replace that image and keep the same link?
yeah, this is very tricky. What we are actually bringing for that. So I get the use case we are coming from, but how we are addressing this is by having saved sections, right? Very soon we'll have by level up, like this was one of the cool surprises that we have planning, saved sections. Essentially all your home about us, like it's currently in design phase. So as you can see, this if you have like home about us section, you can keep on reusing this again and again, right? So essentially if you have that template, use it, change, tweak the colors a bit, tweak the text a bit, but you can use across the 3 different websites, right? So instead of using just a particular image, you can have an entire section, and then that section will be reusable across any funnels and websites with the power of global sections as well as saved sections.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the quick workaround right here and just best practice from my point of view is to use a custom value. And so everywhere you put that logo, use a custom value. And even though the link isn't going to update, or the link won't remain the same, but you can just replace the link one place in a custom value, and then that gets propagated throughout.
That's beautiful, Ryan, and I've used that. The question that I've around that custom value piece is, I think, unless y'all have updated it, I don't think custom values work in SEO though.
I agree. I'm not sure, but I agree towards Zach says. This is something that we were discussing earlier.
Is that possibly on the roadmap to be able to use custom values in SEO? Because that would be like truly game
So
changer.
yeah, so I think SEO, we have a whole lot of updates that we want to share sometime. Like Prakhar is not here, he would have shared those updates. So other than that, there are a lot of things that we are coming on with the SEO. I think for you folks may have witnessed some sort of a survey that was popped to few folks just to get an interest around what is like what is do folks currently use SEO, what services they use, why do they use it, what are the pain points that they're solving for. So yeah, we have a huge roadmap around SEOs as well, and that will be covered.
All right.
All right. So
Thank you so much. Appreciate your
Prakar is the
time.
man on that one. We're not entirely sure right now, but it's very likely there. And if you want that survey, be happy to get
I'll
your feedback on it.
just before folks leave, I'll just share Prakhar and my speak with us link, right? The
Perfect.
obligatory thing.
Michael, you got a quick one here?
Yeah, absolutely. I know this is kind of a crossover between funnels and memberships, but quite some time back on one of the town halls, we talked about having a funnel page be locked like a membership and being able to have like a login to that. I'm just wondering if that just got thrown by the wayside or if that's still something coming. But like I said, I know it's kind of funnels, but it's kind of memberships where you would have to have a login to get to a funnel page.
Right. I think that's a very valid use case. I'm sorry, I'm not aware about this discussion. Right. For the next month and two, it's not on the roadmap. I'll sync with the team, like Prakhar, as well as the membership team, and understand what were our reasons. Because that seems like a good use case, having that login functionality via the funnels and then having the memberships part take over.
Yeah, it's just being able to have a funnel page. We could create a one pager, kind of an idea, where we had everything on that page, but you had to log in to get it. And it's not quite the full build out of a membership, but it's super functional.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, yes. I'll take a note of this.
Yep.
And
Appreciate it.
cool. Anything else,
Dia,
folks?
do you
with
have
that?
a question?
Yes, sir. So I think the last time I raised the question of the contact custom field not being able to be used in the funnels. It was said they could, but we cannot.
You broke up a little bit there. So you said that they could use it, but what?
The last time that I asked, they said it could be used, but then I confirmed it cannot be used. So the contact custom field. There's the regular.
Because we can't
Yeah.
identify who the contact is unless they have a cookie, I'm assuming. I don't know.
We're
I'm
using
out of my depth here.
ref URLs.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Not-
Do we have any?
No, sorry.
Okay. We'll have to come back to that one. Apologies.
The only way you could do that was with like a URL parameter. You have to
Yeah,
have
we're
it-
using ref URL, but then the custom field that we need is not available. And even though if we manually add it into the funnel, it's not showing the data.
Okay. Sounds like something we'll probably have to troubleshoot or figure out if it's just
Yeah, like I'll just drop. Can you just share me your email? I'll just drop you an email. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Jesse?
Yeah, I had a quick question on the reviews. Whenever someone does the review link, I know we're talking about setting that trigger link up. Would it be possible to just give us access to whatever workflow you're adding us into so that we could play around with that?
So just say like reviews look by a different team. Ryan, can you shed light on this?
Yeah, I don't have any specific insight on this, but we can reach out to the reviews team and see about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on YouTube, but I couldn't switch over until right now. But y'all were talking about adding the trigger link, so I wanted to see if that was something.
Yeah. Yeah, we can run that down with that team, but
Cool.
not this
Yeah, I
one.
appreciate
Cool. I think that covers everything unless you guys have anything else. This is your friendly reminder that level up tickets are available. So if you're not planning to come see us on the 21st or the 24th in October, you should think about it. We'd love to see you. We can have more of these discussions, maybe with a cocktail. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. So hope to see you guys there. And that's my pitch for today. All right, guys. Anything else you got? Let us know. You can shoot me an email, and I know we got some to follow up on here. So
Thanks.
take care, everybody. Thanks so much for showing up. We really appreciate you and your feedback.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, team. Bye-bye.
Thank you.